By jingle, by Joe, my feet are cold. Damn, is it cold? It's cold. Let me get a coffee. We'll have a look outside at the weather. Still as dramatic as you might have been hoping for those of you who have been following along. Once again, appreciate you very much. But we'll have a gander. Woo! Alright, so let's have a venture. Let's have a venture outside. So I've got here, you see Sarong and a curtain and the door's closed, which I don't usually do, but that's how cold it is. So you can see we've been tidying things up. Hey, how about that? You beauty. Boat's been behaving really well. Get the wind on the mic for you. Here's a gust coming. Here we go. Let's see how we go here. Here we go. Whoa, this one's moving. I mean, for what I was anticipating, and maybe it's yet to come, so, you know, as they say, knock on wood, like this is bearable. The tarp's doing alright. Like I said, the boats are doing good. Got a little system here. This tension goes to the other cleat. Okay. In there. So it's tension going this way on the side of the hole instead of getting pulled outside, if that makes sense. I know I've gone through this before, but I'll do it again. Then this line goes around the cleat and up to the anchor cleat on whistle and duck. Okay, so you've got like this triangular, and then that also allows slide, the force to sort of disperse through sliding, and then each one of these is linked by one rope but individually linked. Okay, so they're independent of each other. See how that slides? So I've got that movement, and I've got that movement, and I've got this movement, and also you've got that movement, which is taken up by the strain on the mooring line. You see it's got a fair bit of tension, and then this slack line, that's cleated off to one of the bow cleats. I mean, we're doing alright. We're doing alright. We're tracking okay in the wind too. We're not overly swinging. I mean, we do when the squalls come in, right? But other than that, it's very pleasant to some. But by jeez, it's cold, mate. It's fruitcake and good. Now the weather says 7 degrees, right? I mean, even my little barometer up there, you know, see it. It's sort of got a bit of condensation. And that has been occurring too. See, we've been tidying up. You wouldn't think that this is tidy, but anyone following along, this is actually tidy. Or tidier, right? It's hard to tell sometimes when you've got a lot of stuff. Whew. I mean, got the wool beanie on. We got this chappy, right? This is meant for your head when I had long hair, and underneath there's a wool scarf. And this works out well because it holds that wool scarf just around my neck. I don't have to keep wrapping it around, so it's a good treat. And then we got this chappy here behind us, right? We got the merinos underneath, right? Got the long johns on, got the long john kit on, and then there's coffee, which is boiling hot just before I walked outside, and now it's literally warm. So that goes to tell you, right? Getting some whoop, get me old man eyebrows, but that's the update, right? And it's that cold that I don't know what time it was, this early hours in the morning. I zipped up my sleeping bag. Right, so that's how cold it is. It's July in Tassie, and I'm thinking I will need to upgrade to a more la-di-da sleeping bag. Because I mean, that's great for, let's say, Queensland winters, maybe New South Wales winters, but anyway, Canberra, Victoria, Tassie, yeah, it's yeah, doesn't really, what's it called? Cut the mustard, as they say. So that's where we're at. Very sleety, rain's very sleety, if that's what it's called. I can hear that potentially there's ice particles. Just by the sound, it just sounds like that. I mean, it could be sounding like that because of the wind. And I'm very happy if this is it. Based on the windy app, it looks like it is getting pushed a little further southeast. Now, it was going to track around the southeast in a southerly orientation, meaning sliding. Let's just say my wonderful beard is Southeast Tassie, and I'm probably about here, right? That's that little nook there. That's Tasman Island, right? Maybe that's where we are. Right, so the forecast was like this. Coming around, traveling in a very south-southwest. So at the moment, it's more traveling like that. So it's pushed southeast, traveling more, let's say, west-southwest. And it's dropped below this corner. So we're just getting all of this is basically the outside extremities of this wind system. And so if this is the representation of that, yuppie yuppie. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate you. Whilst I've got your attention, a chap from Sweden gave me a cooee, thumbs up, and all that, a comment, and I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. I appreciate that. All the way into Sweden, and he's living on a wooden boat. So you beauty. That's good. These little shorts, I know this isn't a short, seem to be reaching people. The views are getting up there. 500, got a little notification. You've achieved 500, achieved 1,000. So thank you. Like, I appreciate you for doing that, because life on a wooden boat is life on a wooden boat, and I enjoy it. I truly do enjoy it. After my dad's passing, if you know my story, right, I travelled across Australia in a van to go and see my sister as well. But there was a lot of empty space in there, okay? And I reached a level dealing with my dad's passing where I took myself into such a state, a drug induced psychotic episode, right? It was out there. I was literally convinced that people were on my dad's property trying to break into dad's shed, and I was screaming off to the top of my lungs, uh, yelling out to the neighbors, "Call the cops! There's people robbing me, trying to rob my dad's stuff." I could hear music, right? So just months and months of abusing myself, everything, physically, spiritually, mentally, where I was going to join my dad, right? And I just made the decision that there's nothing here for me anymore, right? I failed relationships, the grief of my dad, then the guilt of not being a good enough son or being the son that he wanted me to be, not giving him that family, or the son making him a granddad. You know what I mean? Things like that. So that ripped me apart, and then obviously, what do we do? Most people, we just drink, we smoke. I did drugs. I did multiple drugs, right? Because I was just looking for. There you go. I was looking for a way, not necessarily to escape, but just to overcome, to get the drive back, to get the momentum back. So, but my rehab was driving across Australia on my own, and in a way looking for my place, like my place in me, as well as a place for me to be okay with me. And part of being here, life on a wooden boat, is part of that, because this is the first, when I got here and I got the boat, it was the first time in my travels that I was okay with not moving. So moving was also a big part of the coping. If anyone has been in a similar situation and just done traveling, just for the sake of traveling, where you may hear people get itchy feet. Like, yeah, you got to keep moving, because it's almost like the moment that you stop moving is the moment that you have to deal with the stuff. So it's almost like drugs in a way. The movement becomes the drug. Because if I stop moving, oh, now I've got to deal with thoughts, because I'm not concentrating on traveling and being preoccupied. My senses are being preoccupied, instead of having my senses occupied with, right, what's the bullshit? And even if it's not bullshit, or this, look, what's going on that you need to deal with. And so, yeah, I like to get going again, but the intentions are coming from exploration, like a keenness to explore and build experiences and create a story. That's part of life on a wooden boat and Iron Wake Maritime, and part of things I've got going on in the background called the creative man process. Okay, and basically that's just my ideology on what it is about becoming a man in congruence with the laws of nature, and also within the realms of a modern society. And this is why I'm saying thank you, because after all of that, I realized I was just, I do not want to do the normal. And what are my options available to me? Well, there's heaps, there's a plethora, right? And the amount of resistance. I started this YouTube channel, it would have to be 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And when I look at people who have done the same and see where their channels are, and they're living a good life, right? But because of my inconsistency, and that is one of the killers, I must say that it's inconsistency. It's like turning the tap on, turning the tap off. And so even if you were just to turn the tap on a little bit, just drip, 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 it's guaranteed to generate and to create some type of outcome. And so I was doing that, right? I was doing that when my dad passed. And what was the outcome? Self-induced, drug-infused psychotic episode that went for 3 days. Okay? Not very healthy at all. Not, but that was one of those things where you realize, okay, well, that was part of the plan, or the part of the ordained shit of it all, of life, of my life. When I sit from the pond of forgetfulness. But in between all of that is my own ability to make the edits, if that makes sense. So look at life a bit like your own life is a film that's already been produced, but as it's playing out, you do have the ability to go, oh, hang on, let me put in an edit in there. Let me cut that scene out. I've lived that scene, let me not live it again, let me make some edits, if that makes sense. Oh, this bit of sun. Woo! Isn't that amazing how that sun feels so warming? So in a way, that's a bit of a metaphor too. You know, there'll be the moments when the sun will peek itself out and you, oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a bit of gratitude, just a bit of life lessons for you. You know, it's sharing my story. We all have a story. Everyone has a story, and it's the classic, you know, well, what story do you want to have? What do you want people to know you for? And I mean, and this is a great medium, isn't it? This digital medium. And once again, it's another thank you, because it just gives me a little extra nudge to say, hey, keep creating, right? Keep creating, consume that which aids in your creation, right? Don't be looking for inspiration. Don't be looking for motivation. All of that comes, what I'm realizing, that comes from you witnessing your own doings. Woo! Hey? Can I get an amen? Yeah, your inspiration and motivation comes from witnessing your own doings, of that is of the benefit. And simply just by, all right, let me put some music on. Let me start to tidy up. You see, oh, well, that turned out all right. There's your motivation. There's your inspiration of yourself. The music, in a way, is a stimulant. Okay, I realized that the other day. So there's things that are out there. They're tools, right? Like I can tighten up a nut with my fingers. But obviously a spanner or a ring spanner or a ratchet spanner or a socket wrench, that's going to get a better outcome. But in the interim, hey, start tightening things up with your finger. Finger tight is better than no tight. that makes sense, eh? Woo. So, be good, be great, be brilliant. Yeah, make contributions to the good. And so this is me making these contributions. It looks like shorts. Definitely not shorts that you wear. No freaking way. It's too cool. But shorts here on the YouTube look like that could be my key. So tripling up, quadrupling up. Thank you. Because of you, you have helped me see where okay to put more of my attention to. Looks like shorts are the way to go. Obviously, I have these little videos here in between, which you may enjoy as well, because it just gives a bit more of expansion, a bit more color, let's say. Add a bit more color to the picture, to the story behind Life of the Wooden Boat. And obviously, you know, when we go for adventures, so we'll clip it, we'll put it on the shorts. And I've picked up, I think, another 3 subscribers. So thank you to you lovely people. We've hit 30. Hey, can we make 50? Can we make 100? And can we make the entry of 500? 500 is the entry for this channel to start getting monetization privileges. Okay, and so that's where I'd like to eventually take this. Going on adventures, you know, I don't know, crafting, making things along the way, and then selling them from a website, and then showcasing what I'm doing along the way, and turning this whole digital ecosystem into a way of life, a way of living, a way of generating income, a business. But my life is the business. The business isn't my life. My life naturally becomes the business. If I've got that the right way. If I haven't, make a correction in the comments. But yeah, it's their sincere appreciation. Thank you very much. And if you're warm, bloody enjoy it. Don't you dare complain and say, Jesus, hot. Because come on down and have 4 degrees if you want. But I do like the cold, I must say. I do like the cold. It's invigorating. And it just makes you appreciate like little things like this sun coming through the window, the warmth. And it's been so cold that, see this spotty here, like just I can feel the heat of that. Right, so that's enough chit chat. I'm off to have another coffee. I'm not sure what you're up to, but if you want to share it, leave it in the comments. And like, comment, subscribe, and all of that lovely stuff. And ding dong on the bell. Oh, it's another video from Life on a Wooden Boat from Captain K.A.I.N here at 9 Weight Maritime. Love yous.